All right. I think we're going to go ahead, Liz, if you want to get started. And as people come
Absolutely.
in, I'll let people, I'll do a quick reminder to people. But just so you all know, two things. Every one of these calls are recorded, so you'll get this will be sent to you. So anything that you think you might have missed, you'll get back. Um, I will be following the chat box for Liz so that she can just focus on you. So if you have a question along the way, two things, feel free to just raise your hand and Liz will see it and reply, or put anything you in the chat and I can pause Liz and then let her know what your question is. Um, so Liz is an amazing contributor to um, our our content, if you will. So if you go onto our website and you're ever needing a meditation or breath work, you're going to see Liz's work there. But today, it's an opportunity to do a live breath work sessions, which also allows for some interaction, questions and answers. So, Liz, I'm going to let you take it from here. Maybe tell a little bit about yourself and your background and such, and then we can go.
Awesome. Well, welcome everybody who's here, and welcome to those that will watch this on the replay. As Jen was saying, my name is Liz McHutcheon. I live outside of Boston, so good morning and good afternoon. um, I am a mom and a dog mom and a cat mom and a meditation teacher, which is the easiest way to say the work that I do is to say I'm a meditation teacher. I'm also able to read energy. So when I'm in a space with others, I can just read the energy and I'm often able to know what needs to be said in the moment. I started my journey. I've probably been on this journey my whole life, but really in 2019, I took a trip to Ethiopia, which just expanded me. And I had started meditating before that. And one of my consistent practices in my life is practicing presence, my breath, and meditation. Every day I meditate. I wouldn't be where I am today without it, without this practice. Um, we often hear meditation and think we need to sit down, be still, and not have any thoughts. And I would tell you, yes, true meditation is eventually having pockets of time where you have no thought. But what we're doing most of the time is practicing meditation. We're practicing clearing our mind. We have thoughts, we go off with thoughts, we come back to our breath, we come back to stillness. Oh, here comes another thought. We go off, we come back. So it's this constant going back and forth and practice of sitting in this stillness, seeing what thoughts are coming up, seeing what thoughts are coming up that don't feel good, seeing what thoughts that come up that do feel good, and knowing, just seeing what if when we don't sit in these moments of stillness and silence, we don't really know. We're kind of living on autopilot. We're not living in this awake or aware present moment. We're living in the past or the future. So what I want you to know about today is I'm not here to add to your to-dos. I'm not here to create more work for you. I'm here to say set everything down for now and just be here in this moment, as we breathe together, do a short meditation together. And any questions you have, please just raise your hand, ask them, and we'll also have a few moments at the end where you can ask anything you'd like. Um, but does anybody have any questions right now, or can I keep going? Everybody good? Okay. One thing, the reason I do this practice is I have access to it anytime, anywhere, no matter what's going on in my life. Um, I will tell you, I have had experience with family members who have had cancer. I have experience with my parents right now who have health issues. And I will tell you that I've been in many a waiting room, emergency room, doctor's office, where these come in handy, where I'm sitting waiting for my mom to come out of an x-ray, and I'm just sitting with my feet on the ground, my eyes closed, and I'm focusing on my breath, telling myself that right here, all is well. So when I share these with you, I want you to know that they're simple and they don't take a lot of time. I'm not asking you to do what I do. I've built up to this where I sit each day in about 30 minutes of meditation. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying a minute. You're in line, you're driving your car, you're sitting in a treatment. You in that moment can come back to presence and just use your breath to come back to calm and peace. So, the simplest way to do that is honestly just your breath. It's just your inhale and your exhale. And you just start to notice you're feeling fear, you're feeling sad, you're feeling anger, you're feeling hopelessness. And in those moments when you realize you're in those spaces, I'm not asking you to not, because it's so important to feel what we need to feel so that it can move through us. But what I'm saying is when you're in those moments, just take a moment to come back to your inhale and exhale. So, right now, wherever you are, if you can, just put your feet on the ground, feel yourself in your chair, being right here, right now. And if it feels comfortable, you can close your eyes or you can keep them open, whatever feels good. And sometimes I just put my hand on my heart and my other hand on my stomach and just take a long, slow, deep inhale in. And then through your nose, just let that breath out, a long, slow, deep exhale. And just in that moment, just that inhale and exhale engages your parasympathetic nervous system to bring you back to right here, to bring you to tell your mind that you are safe in this moment. So if there's any practice I hope you take away today, it's just that moment when you realize I'm not present, kind of spiraling. Let me just do a deep inhale and exhale. And what you'll notice that starts to happen, you don't just take one deep inhale and exhale, you take five, then you take 10. And then you realize you feel better. You feel like you're present. You feel like you're kind of back in control because a lot of times when these things are happening in our lives, we feel like we're out of control. But that coming back to your breath helps you remind yourself that you actually have control over this moment and how you react to it, and coming back to presence and coming back to calm and peace. Does anybody have any questions before I go to the next one?
Liz, will you talk a little bit more about the parasympathetic nervous system? Because I feel like that's such an important thing for people to understand what that actually is.
Right. It's so I'm not a scientist or a doctor, but I can tell you it's that part of our bodies, our human selves, that where calm and peace live, that reminds us that we're safe, that calms the blood flow, calms the breath, brings us back to presence, reminds us that we're safe, reminds us that there isn't a lion chasing us right now, that this isn't, that there's not a bear, there's not where our breath quickens and we don't know what to do. And it's that moment you know that you are not in your parasympathetic nervous system. You have totally left the building and you need to come back in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but that's a great, I mean, that's the one thing that um like I know personally when I'm feeling that nervous energy, that like doing that breath work kind of does that like rest and digest, like that idea of just taking everything down to a calm. It's amazing how much that can help.
Well, then it's where recovery and healing happens. Like when we're asleep, we're in our parasympathetic nervous system. We So I'm also a track and cross country coach. I tell this to my kids whenever I'm teaching that we call it Lizoga because my name's Liz and yoga. So, but I'm constantly reminding them that recovery is in this space. This is where your body comes down, it recovers, it repairs, it creates healing, if that makes sense. Um, so, yeah, yeah. Anybody have any questions about that or want more on that? Okay. The other breath I'm going to share with you is just the extended exhale breathing, because what this is you inhale for a count, but you exhale for a longer count. And what that does is that's when you really engage that parasympathetic nervous system. It's that longer exhale that allows your body to come back to calm and peace and harmony and recovery and healing is in that longer exhale. So all you have to do is listen to me and I'll do the counting. So, like before, just allow yourself to be grounded where you are, and if it feels comfortable, you can gently close your eyes and just notice your normal breath right now before we start. Now, inhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just gently come back to your everyday breath. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes if you've closed them. How does everybody feel after those couple breathing exercises? You don't have to unmute, but if you want to just if it feels comfortable, you could put a word in the chat. Well, if anything, I hope you feel a little bit calmer and a little bit more at peace right now. Um, One other practice I'll share with you that I do whenever I'm driving, whenever I feel like I've left the present moment. And often I practice it when I'm walking my dogs in nature, is I have a word or a mantra I use that I come back to bring me back to presence. And sometimes it's as simple as while I'm taking steps, I'm just saying right here, right now, right here, right now. And I'm just breathing right here, right now. Or I use the words peace and harmony. And I just breathe in peace, breathe out harmony. And often that always brings me back to the moment, brings me back to my feet on the ground, or just into my body and where I'm at in that moment, if that makes sense. Does anybody have any questions before? Because what I'd like to do next, if you're open to it, is just take you through a short meditation. It's not going to be super long, but I just want you to get an idea of what it feels like to meditate. Um, and this one's for you guys. Often I create a meditation in the moment, which I'll do right now because of who I'm with and the energy I can feel in this space. Um, so if you're open to it, if you can just find a comfortable position for yourself, no matter where you are, you can be sitting, you can lie down, you can be sitting crisscross applesauce, just hands in your lap, whatever feels most comfortable and grounding to you in the moment. And I'll give you just a couple seconds to do that. And when you're ready, if you could gently close your eyes, and you can either be on camera or off, it's up to you. And just notice your breath, the inhale, the exhale. And as you breathe, just know that there is always a calm within you can access. There's a peace within you can access. You can let what's going on outside of you swirl around you. And within that, you can find the calm within yourself. And let's take a long, slow, deep inhale in. And through your nose, exhale that out. Let's do that again. Deep inhale in. And let that go. And just continue to breathe and allow the inhales and exhales to be what they need to be in this moment. And just bring your awareness gently into your body. And notice where your body feels supported. Maybe it's a chair, a couch, a floor, whatever it is, just notice and feel that support. And let yourself be held by that support. And just know there's nothing to fix in this moment, nothing that needs figuring out. It's just you and your breath. Each inhale, each exhale. Allow yourself to rest inside that breath, to rest inside your body. And even in the midst of everything that's going on within and around you, there's a place within you that is steady, quiet, and calm. You don't need to search for it. Just notice what's already here. And as you sit in this calm, visualize a small light inside your heart center. Maybe it's a flame of a candle, Maybe it's a ball of white light. Whatever it is, just notice for you what that is. And as you breathe, allow that light to grow and fill your entire chest. Allow it to fill your entire torso. Your right shoulder and your right arm down to the tips of your right hand and fingers. Your left shoulder down your left arm into your hand and the tips of your left fingers. Into your neck and all around your head. Down through your hips and pelvis. Down through your legs to your feet, to the tips of your toes. Allow this light to fill every cell, every molecule, every organ within you. If there's a special place in your body right now that you want to send this healing light, you can do so now. Just notice the light. And as you continue to visualize this light, I'm going to give you just a few moments of stillness and quiet. And if you find you drift off with thoughts, sounds, or physical sensations, just gently come back to your breath and the white light. I'll watch the time. Let's begin. You can come back to your everyday breath now. You can wiggle your fingers and toes to gently come back to yourself. And let's take a long, deep inhale together. And exhale that out. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. So I'd like to give you guys a moment just to come back. And if you have any questions or comments or anything you'd like to ask me further about, I'd like to open that up now.
If you have a question, just feel free to unmute yourself, ask away. One question that somebody that couldn't be on the call but will be watching it after recording, and I feel like
Hmm.
this, you could probably address it with what we just did, but um, waking up in the middle of the night with the brain going straight to, oh my gosh, what does the future hold? And the brain turns on, and then then
Yeah.
they can't go back to sleep.
Yep. Oh, I know that one really well. I've often that happens to me too, even in all the meditation and breath work I do. That's a great question. So one thing I do in the moment, if I wake up and I just can't get back to sleep, the thoughts, I'm going off in all different directions, is I use that breath. I come back to my breath. So I'll breathe. I'll start with just noticing my inhales and exhales. And I'll say to myself, I'm right here, all is well. I'm right here, all is well. If after a few minutes that doesn't seem to be working, I actually get out of bed, because often when that doesn't work for me, it means I need to move some of the energy, because what happens is this energy gets trapped within us. But if we get up and we walk around, even if it's just around my room, or I'll come downstairs and sit with the dogs for a few minutes, um, that helps. Or sometimes what really helps is, if the weather is okay, is I'll go stand on my back deck and look up at the stars to remind me that there's something bigger here. And um, and I'll use that breath. I'll use that mantra while I'm doing that. And if I just do that, say for 20 minutes, and I go back upstairs and lay down and do that, I'm often able to come back to that. One other thing I also do is I have a journal next to my bed, that I'll write what's in my head, because sometimes it's just a matter of getting it out and on a piece of paper, or I'll leave myself a voice memo. Even if I never listen to it again, I just talk it out. I'm a verbal processor, so it really helps for me to do a voice memo and just put it out there, and 9 times out of 10, I'm able to go back to sleep. Yeah.
Funny you say that. I just did a call on sleep a few weeks ago, and I was like, just have that journal next to you and take it from
Yeah.
here and put it there. I also
Yes.
loved your thing about when you're doing the breath work and your mind starts to drift. Like, that's not something I need to fix right now.
No.
Right now, I need to stay here. Like, that was a good one because my mind goes to my to-do list immediately.
Right.
So that was super helpful.
It's another question I'll sometimes ask myself when these thoughts are going on. Are these thoughts true? In this moment, is it true? And often what we're doing is we're either bringing energy from the past, or we're bringing energy from the future to this moment. And a lot of times, I know there's a lot of unknowns with many of your journeys right now, but in the present moment, if you when you come back to that moment and ask yourself right now, is that thought I'm thinking true? You'll realize it's not. It's just the future and that unknown, but just use your breath and come back to the present moment. Because in the present moment, many times, everything's okay in this moment.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
loved that when you started it and you said, stay where, be right here. Like, take what's in the future out of your thoughts. Take what was the past you out of your thoughts, and just be right here. Because particularly with cancer, I used to be able to, and now I can't. Or what lies ahead? What does this
Right.
treatment mean? What's next for me? And so, but really working hard on, I am here right now. This is what I can control, is this moment. I think that's really powerful and really helpful.
One thing so recently, my mom was in the hospital and in the emergency room, and she was just not and I get it. And I don't know obviously, I don't know how anyone feels. I only know how I feel and what my journey is. But in the moment, she was just really unhappy. She was snapping at the nurses. And I said, Mom, I said, why are we here? I said, why in this moment are we here? And she's like, to feel better. I said, so the nurses and doctors, they want you to feel better. So what if when they come in, you smile and you say thank you instead of they don't want you to feel bad. They want you to be better. And sometimes just that shift changes everything. And it honestly, that shift can help your healing.
Hmm.
Like, and I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not trying to say that here. I know that many of you have a journey and a road ahead that I, in this moment, cannot truly understand. But what I can say is many times when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. And in the moment, is there something that we can find to appreciate or be grateful for in the moment? Yes, there's all these things that are going on that feel awful and are scary but in this moment, is there anything that I can appreciate or find that next good feeling thought? Like, how can I get to there? And sometimes it's just as simple as I got up today. I got up today. I got out of bed today. It's sunny. You know, it doesn't have to be this big thing. It can be something so small and simple. Um, yeah.
I get to. I get to.
Yes.
I have.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
That little mind shift can be so incredibly powerful, even in our hardest, darkest times, to be
Yes.
able to try and figure out like what is one thing that I can focus on, what is one shift I can make. And like you said, putting out positive, a smile, like just a smile to someone, like that can change someone's day, a
Yeah.
big smile, but it also can change your day and the trajectory of like taking that kind of um hurtful, sad energy, like what you were describing with your mom and changing it to thank you for being here. I
Yeah.
appreciate you. I think that's really beautiful.
Yeah. And sometimes laughter helps because as my mom was there, I joked with her. I said, hey, mom, um, if you wanted to spend more time with me, all you had to do was ask. Because I ended up being with her 4 straight days. I was like, all you had to do is ask if you wanted to spend more time with me.
We couldn't find a
And
better way.
yeah, yeah. So, sometimes laughter is a great medicine. So, um, yeah. And when she was feeling down, I would also like show her, I'm sure we all have them, those awesome dog videos on Instagram or whatever we look at with a dog. I watched this one. It's two dogs. They have a podcast. It's hysterical. Like hands down every time. Makes me laugh. So
Got to find the humor
yeah,
when
yeah,
we can, when we can.
yeah, yeah, when we can. Yeah.
Liz, this has been lovely and helpful. And I know a couple people came on a little bit late. No worries at all. Just know that we're going to be sending out this video to everyone. So you didn't miss anything. Well, you missed a little bit during, but you will not miss it because you will get it later. If nobody has any questions for Liz or for me,
Can I
uh,
say one more thing?
oh, yes, please. Of course.
So not only are those that are within the cancer journey within their own bodies, but the people that are surrounding them and supporting them and holding the space. Um, this work is for everyone, not just obviously this community, but the world at large. But it's also about often we don't say the things that need to get said in the moment. And often, if we would just say the thing, the energy we'd be relieved of that energy, no matter what it is. Don't be afraid to say what you're really feeling to each other. It's just going to help you move forward as you are on this journey. No matter what it is, it will be helpful to everyone. Yeah.
Perfect. Nicely said. Thank you, Liz, for taking the time for us. We appreciate you so much. And I hope that you all have a lovely rest of your weekend.
Yeah, have a great weekend. Thank you for allowing me to be in this space with you. I'm super grateful to be here and be in service. If you need anything, you can reach out to Jen, or you can email me at liz@lizmccutcheon.com.
And if you don't have that, if you didn't grab that, hello@cancerchampions.org will get you to anyone you need.
Yeah.
Our crew will get you to Liz or whoever else you need.
Yeah. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you to both of you, Liz and Jen. Bye.
Oh, you're
Thank you
welcome.
Yeah,
for
You're
being.
thank you
welcome.
very
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Have a wonderful rest of your day.